University Malaysia Kelantan, UMK, is an entrepreneurial university. We implement the government's aspiration to ensure the younger generations are not only highly educated but also entrepreneurial. UMK is the #1 entrepreneurial university in Malaysia and aspires to be one of the world's best by 2030. This is in line with the National Entrepreneurship Policy, which aims to make Malaysia an entrepreneurial country by 2030. According to this vision, UMK ensures the whole university functions within an entrepreneurial ecosystem. This ecosystem comprises of 9 faculties supported by institutes and centers of excellence implemented with the discipline of innovation-based entrepreneurship. The university's upper management, together with UMK employees at all levels, are committed to realizing UMK as a Malaysian public university well respected for its foundation of entrepreneurship. Implementing this ecosystem, the UMK Entrepreneurship Institute UMKEI oversees 3 other entrepreneurship-based centers: the Center for Entrepreneurship Development and Education CEED, the Institute of Small and Medium Enterprises ISME, and the Global Entrepreneurship Research and Innovation Center GERIC. The Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Business, spearheading this structure, has successfully developed collaborative entrepreneurial networks such as UMK Frontier Street, Entrepreneurship Advisory Council, and proudly led the Committee for Ministry of Higher Education Guide to Entrepreneurship Integrated Education. From the academic aspect, UMK offers 29 undergraduate programs and 16 postgraduate programs in the fields of business and management, tourism and hospitality, science and technology, as well as arts and heritage. The university is constantly enhancing its teaching and learning system to ensure that the process of learning takes place creatively and innovatively through My Academic Integrated System, My ICE, massive open online courses, MOOCs, and blended learning. UMK is committed to the development of first-class graduates to become the leaders of industry. Collaboration with world-class local corporate sectors, as well as a network of well-known regional educational institutions, is aimed at empowering UMK from various angles. This is evidenced by the increase in the marketability of graduates and graduates who create jobs through businesses. Research, innovation, and commercialization is another important part of UMK. Research funding and the number of innovations and commercialized products increase every year. UMK has performed well in various prestigious competitions. With the hashtag UMK for Society, UMK is also involved in various community activities. Our staff and students consistently demonstrate outstanding skills and abilities. With such a great spirit of teamwork, UMK has never looked back to emerge as a respected educational entity in the region. We at UMK believe that our presence will give a new look to the development of the Valley of Knowledge. Indeed, our core, entrepreneurship, will always make us, University Malaysia Kelantan, relevant, unique, and different.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on the impact of Industry 4.0 on the Internet and data industry. Fourth Industrial Revolution, or also known as Industry 4.0, is bringing about significant changes in the way we live and work. And one of the most affected industries by this revolution is the internet and data. Industry 4.0 technologies such as IoT, big data, and AI are transforming the business, how the business collect, process, and utilize the data. As the internet and data industry continues to evolve, it is important for us to understand the potential impact of Industry 4.0 in this sector. So we are delighted today because we have the expert in this industry. And today I will introduce our guest of the today, which is Mr. Kamarul Hafiz Datuk Mohammed, who is a Chief Executive Officer. Okay, and he actually a renowned expert in the field of Industry 4.0 and has extensive experience in the internet and in data industry. He will be sharing valuable insight and perspective on the topic, and I'm sure you will find his presentation to be informative and engaging. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Mr. Hafiz to the webinar.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I just like to thank Doctor and the technical team for the opportunity given and for the supports. Actually, as we discussed just now, is either we speak in English or multi-language. Will depends on the situation. Okay, I just like to emphasize that I'm the end user for this new industry, and I'm very new in the industry. It's just that what I can say is I can correlate of what I'm doing now with the big data analysis and how do we use that to extract this for improvement of our productivity. To be honest, I'm not an expert, but I can just give you my personal point of view of the experience that I've gone through, and currently so we are
Okay, I'm sorry, maybe Mr. Hafiz have some technical issue. While waiting for him, I would like to remind for those who have any question, you can just post in the comment. Okay, you can post the comment, and then I'll be the moderator of the day to actually highlight your concern or highlight your questions to Mr. Hafiz. And while waiting for Mr. Hafiz, okay, I think Mr. Hafiz is
back.
here. Please welcome him one more time.
Okay, I don't know. I was disconnected just now. I don't know why. It's
Okay,
okay.
should be fine. Okay.
All right. So as I said just now, what I'm sharing today is what I've experienced and what I'm really looking at as an end user, as a company owner. That I think we Malaysian we are not to say way behind, but we are catching up the industrial 4.0. Is due to few factors uh, that play a big role is the you see people in Malaysia normally we do business is inherited business from a father to a son. Okay, so when the father still in the company, for them to practice this is something like, it's not only the time consuming but also capex as well. Okay, and a transition period is not easy. Transition process is never easy. So like what I do for my company is that we started off with that. We 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 buy our machines. Whatever we do, we always make sure that we are ready to implement 100% or at least 70% of the uh, industrial revolution 4.0. So I think that's it. I'm not an expert, but any question can ask me. So maybe we can start with my slides. Simple slides. Okay, we can start now. Alright, maybe kita campur lah bahasa Malaysia dengan English ya.
Sure,
Alright.
sure.
All right. Okay. So a brief introduction. Maybe you guys know better than I do, but if you can see in 1800s or mid 1800s, people started to use machines instead of horses or your personal manpower with steam engines, whatnot. That is where we call it mechanized production. All right. When we start to use some equipments but driven by steams or hydro. All right. And next after that, I think everybody knows this. The 2.0 was introduced and by Ford, if you know Ford, yeah, Ford Motor Company. He was the first company who has a production line. All right. So I think during that time, Ford has overseen that the problem that were incurred, because if you want to make a product for us as a manufacturer, it's unlikely for us to have one person who can do everything. So what Ford did for in the 2.0 era was that to specialize a person at at a certain stage. So there will be more. They are more profound of what they do at that stage. Okay, so we human normally we act. We do much better things that we always do the same thing. When if you kalau you masuk screw, you akan lebih efficient masuk screw as time goes by. Tapi kalau hari ni masuk screw, besok you nak buat benda lain, you punya skill tak akan boleh develop. Not many people can do that. So if you see at the in 70s and 80s, we start to see some robotic or some motion movement, but controlled by a person who's sitting on a desk to control this. Okay, that is I would say a big impact to the industry. All right, the production increased significantly during that time. But again, now we are the 20th century. We are in 2023. Now we need everything to be integrated. So this is where our the reason why we are here today. Okay, because we are implementing the 3.0 to a 4.0, but the big gap that we have now is the data processing. How do we process the data? What can we use with the data? Okay, can I proceed, Doctor? Maybe I cakap laju sikit bagi tahu lah.
Okay, okay. Tapi Mr. Hafiz, your video, I cannot see your face.
Oh, sorry. Okay, all
Yeah.
right, okay. Yeah, I don't know why. Let me see. It's
Okay, okay,
okay.
sure.
Tapi you can listen to me, right?
Yeah, sure. Can.
Okay, all right. Can we go for the next slide, please? Okay, the technology advancements. You see, when we are doing these IR 4.0 things, we need to have all technologies to be scrutinized together, to work together simultaneously, harmonically. Okay, people always don't see that harmonic. Okay, why I say that? If I can share, Doctor, our experience, Doctor, can
Yeah,
we can share?
yeah,
Yeah, all
sure.
right. Okay. So what we overcome here as a company who's trying to implement IR 4.0 is that the the data that we gather at any stage of the process sometimes is not harmonic. They don't talk to another data. Okay, this is the biggest challenge that we have. Okay, because to be honest, for certain machine, they're using different codes and whatnot. So what we have to do is we have to have a digitizer for them to communicate the same language. So the data processing make it is some sort of troublesome sekarang ni because of this data. They don't speak the same language. Ada cakap Melayu, ada cakap orang putih. So at the end of the day, we want them to speak English. Everybody understand English. If you want to speak Malay, everybody speaks Malay, because we are collaborating each and every segment of the process for one goal, for the data collection, for one goal, for us to monitor and to make sure that we can increase our efficiency, we can maximize our production. Okay, that is the general things lah. All right, next slide. Okay, for big data analytics, now kita boleh proses banyak data in seconds due to the advancements of the technology. Even the computer now, everybody knows. I think our phone now is much faster than 5 years ago with our personal computer. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, and we do have a lot of geniuses in this world that simplify our data. Okay, if those days, if you want to collect the data, there's many ways, and for you to extract the data, there's always a troublesome, like previous issue I told you. But from now onwards, the data that we process is getting simpler and simpler. But again, as you see, the last one, AI using, yeah, I put it there, 175 billion parameters. So how are we going to process this data? This is the biggest issue that we have now. Okay, I think we can go to the next slide so to make you understand more. Okay, so like this slide shows you that the simulations of the twins. Okay, as for us as a company, the revolution that we use in AI is for us not to only do simulation saja tau, tapi simulation ni yang akan cepatkan ada processes kita. So right now macam kita buat, like our personal experience, kalau kita buat simulation for a parts that we are manufacturing, okay, those days kita nak buat POC, kalau zaman-zaman dulu nak buat proof of concept, we cannot do simulation, right? Kita kena buat mock-up apa semua. Sekarang ni like I think like 5 years ago, we still have to do 3D printing for mock-up, right? 3D printing for mock-up to make sure that the product that we want to produce tu okay, maksudnya POC lah. But now POC is the orang kata apa, the physical POC I think is only 10 to 15% needed. Most of the time you can do simulation in the in computer. But this simulation wouldn't have any good value if you don't get the data correctly to integrate with other processes, right? So this simulation is more kind of a integrated solution. If you have the simulation, yes, kita boleh integrate dengan other things, because manufacturing, if you guys aware that, doesn't mean that things that engineer designer design we can machine. Yes, we can machine, but certain small changes that we do in design can decrease significantly the machining time for us, like for us now. So how are we going to solve this problem? By doing simulation. So this simulation somehow can cut down like 30 to 40% of the research time for us, especially. But again, we are not at the most efficient stage of simulation at this point. Okay. Okay, I think we go for the next one. Okay, tadi I dah sebut tadi system integration, because system integration yang melibatkan data processing ni, sebab kalau kita, if we do manufacturing, not all our process is digitalized, right? So they are analog punya proses, lepas tu digital, yang ada setengah tu ada digital function, ada yang, tapi how are we going to nak gather all this so that kita boleh create satu digital ecosystem? Yang ini yang data processing yang I think the students need to help us, the industry, simplify this. So, okay, kalau you tengok on my right side of the slides kan, sekarang ni from the shop floor, kalau kita dah dapat this vertical punya integration ni, kita dah integrate kita punya shop floor sampai ke management, we know everything what's happening on our shop floor. At the same time, kita boleh in the middle of the production, let's say on the P1 tu, our shop floor dah hantar kita data. Okay, material kita dah habis. Within 5 days, kalau tak sampai material habis. So kalau kita dah tahu kita punya material takes 3 days to arrive, so kita kena put some buffer on that matter. So kalau those days, kita kalau manufacturing zaman-zaman dulu, kita pakai stock card. Bila stock card ni sampai, kita kena order dah. Tapi bila kita ada system integration, bila dia dah start buat, at the stage 1 kita dah tahu parts kita dah berapa kita pakai. So bila sampai masa kita kena order, kita terus boleh hantar pergi ke kita punya supplier. Supplier pun boleh terus hantar kat kita automatically sampai ke warehouse kita. So these are the things that we really need to cut down our losses. Why I say losses? Because I'm running a company. Okay, let's say I have like 50 workers for me lah. Kalau because of one person's mistake tak order my material, my factory will shut down. That is that's loss for me because every day I've got to pay everything, right? Betul tak? As a business perspective. But if your data collection is good enough, you can always trigger it automatically and make sure that everything our stocks, like what I'm doing now currently, we are not only relying on vendor for material, we're relying on vendor for materials, for our toolings, our maintenance, you know. These are the things, because kalau manufacturing ni, kalau you tengok, kita punya machine, we have let's say 500 hours we need to do maintenance, preventive maintenance, whatever kan. Kalau data ni kita tak capture awal-awal, sampai 500 hours, make say lah 450 hours, baru you call suppliers, apa semua nak cakap, nak suruh datang semua tu. At the same time, you are unlucky, dia orang ada pergi tempat lain semua tu, and then your machine you dah overuse dah. So, benda ni akan effect on your maintenance cost. Betul tak? Kita kena faham kenapa this data is so important, because okay, kalau my machine tu dah overuse, okay, dia akan increase the probability of higher wear and tear, because certain things kena tukar, especially on aviation industry. Aviation industry, they are very strict. Let's say dia kata 2,000 hours kena buat ni, 2,000 hours kena buat. Kalau tak, you kena grounded. So the importance of analyzing big data ni for this, I like to talk long about this, because bagi kita, connection antara proses antara stages kita buat, and a good communication bagi dia tu will lead to a good coordination. A good coordination will lead to a good cooperation and collaboration. Betul tak? Because kalau one stage fail, the other one is going to be like a dominoes effect. You akan affect the other processes. Okay, next one. Okay. So sekarang ni dalam cloud computing, macam tadi kita dah sentuh dah, tapi I letak sikit lagi lah. So the process yang kita sekarang ni kita naknya daripada shop floor lah, okay? Daripada shop floor. Jadi kita akan guna untuk monitoring analysis. Monitoring analysis ni, data-data yang kita nak sebenarnya antara yang paling penting kat sini. Sebab apa? Kita nak tengok sama ada efisiensi kita sampai ke tak, okay? Sama ada kita punya proses kita betul ke tak, tu sama jugalah. Maintenance kita nak kena monitor and kena selalu buat analysis our process, because life is not one thing is perfect, no. Maybe Prof cara you buat lain, cara I lain buat, tapi at the end of the day kita nak buat benda yang sama, betul tak? Tapi how efficient you compared to me, nobody knows. But every time as a human, we always need to make sure that we improve our processes. Okay, so by monitoring and doing a good data analysis, we can decide, or we can do a decision on what's next to be done. Are they going to be correlated to another process that we are doing? Okay, but again, I would like to emphasize on this matter. The data that we gather here, we want the new generation of students here to help us to simplify. Because okay, for the next 20 years, there are people like me who is 43 years old who's going to be managing a company. So if you have a big data collection system yang easy for us to use, definitely people like me takkan susah hati lah kalau nak migrate our company to proceed on Industrial Revolution 4.0. Okay, so cloud computing ni bagi saya lah sekarang ni, maybe yang I pakai ni taklah sehebat yang company lain pakai, but still they have a lot of improvement that can be done. Okay, because how should I put it? Cloud computing yang kita ada sekarang ni masih lagi memerlukan proses, instead of satu proses saja, you key in saja satu benda, terus benda tu pergi, tak, no. another stage you kena key in. Dia masih melibatkan few processes for us to extract the data from the cloud, That is the biggest problem that we have now. But that was better than sekadar dulu. Kalau sekadar dulu lagi susah you nak dapatkan dia punya data semua tu. So from the cloud computing, the most advantage that I have as a business owner is that I can view my data everywhere. Okay, I can know whether I'm at the break even. Is either my target achieved today ke tak. Itu kita punya advantage. But again, we are not using for internal use saja. We also use for external users. Okay. External users sekarang ni not many company share this, but my company personally we share our data with our client, especially our big client. Because why? We would like to show that our integrity is high. So which means that uh, we will give access to our clients. Let's say kalau dia nak tahu our production stage kat mana sekarang ni, they don't have to call me or rely to me. No, when you are my client, we'll give you a link. You will know that sekarang ni barang saya nak 10,000 pieces, sekarang ni saya dah 3,000 pieces. Kalau ikut calculation hari ni memang 3,000 pieces. So we want to show to our client that we got nothing to hide. So these are something that give a new division in business. Macam dulu kan kalau kita buat barang-barang, kita akan call the company owner ataupun the salesman. Barang saya macam mana? Kejap saya check. Dia check tu dalam makan masa. Lepas tu kalau tak sampai matlamat tu, bos dah cukup lah 3,000 tapi sebenarnya baru 1,500. Okay. Tapi sekarang ni the way we do business now is very tough. Everybody nak information transfer very fast. So how we going to do that? Okay, we give you access. If you see sekarang ni expensive car manufacturer, they have start to do this. Okay, when you buy, this is saja contoh lah. Kalau you beli kereta yang mahal tu, like Bugatti Veyron now, I baru baca last week. They will send you an email and say, sir, your car akan start dibuat tarikh sekian-sekian pukul berapa-berapa. You can log into the link yang dia bagi. You can monitor the progress of the car tengah assemble. Dia tak adalah buat engine tu tak. Tapi on the assembly line tu, they give you the access to see. Okay, for me, that is a marketing for them lah. But again, this is to show that the data yang dia ada tu, they are willing to share and they are easily extract. So they have a very good system on how to extract the data, because you tak boleh bagi semua data internal, data rumah kita kat orang lain. Tapi they can segregate the data to give it to their client. So that is what also we are looking at. Whenever let's say doktor ada buat barang dengan limpahan engineering, okay, I'll give you the date bila kita start apa semua tu. Terus automatically you tahu bila siap, lepas tu progress pun you boleh check. And kalau you all semua ni bukan ada pen lah, kena ada pen lah. You can see there's one company in if I'm not mistaken UK, nama dia Cloud NC. You can go to dia punya website Cloud NC. I am very impressed with this company. So how they extract dia punya, how they process dia punya data. Let's say if one person send STL file, step file to the company, they can immediately buat keluar quotation barang tu, harga berapa, bila siap. Kalau kita order within berapa second tu, bila barang siap up to a second dia boleh bagi. So how they achieve this? With a good data management system. This is a very big data, because the data that we given to them, dia akan calculate ikut masa apa semua tu dengan dia punya production line semua tu, dia integrate everything. So but how they integrate that? Using the cloud, using a very good cloud computing internally tu. Yang tu saya nak bagi tahu tadi. Okay, next one. Okay. But again, cloud computing ni kita pun ada dua-dua lah main peranan. It's either we as the in-house, kita own the thing, and vendor. Cuma sekarang ni in terms of vendor, they are more on software lah as services. Okay, we are more on hardware. So how are we going to integrate this thing? Sekarang ni Malaysia dah start famous. Dia panggil integrator company who will help us to integrate our machine with another company software for us to get all this data. Doctor, is there anything you want to ask me? You can stop me, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Mm. Okay, next slide. Okay. Dengar ke?
Dengar Cik Hafiz.
Kejap. I have problem with my mic ni. Kejap.
Mm-mm. Tapi Mr. Hafiz, if you can open your video, dia lagi semangat because we can see your face explaining everything because the topic is quite interesting, I believe.
Okay. Kejap. I'm trying. Okay, dah jumpa dah.
Okay, sure.
Aduh. Sebab saya selalu pakai apa ni, Teams.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay, nice. I can
Okay.
see your face.
Okay, alright.
Okay, Cik Hafiz,
Okay.
please continue.
Okay. Alright. So now we go back to IIoT ya. I think budak-budak sekarang ni, adik-adik kita semua ni memang dah pro lah pasal IIoT ni ya. So I think tak adalah banyak sangat saya nak cerita pasal IIoT ni, tapi at the end of the day, internet plays a very big role in our community now. Okay, kalau dulu kita kata nak keluar rumah kena ada duit, betul tak? Sekarang ni tak ada duit pun tak apa, duit dalam bank pun okay, tapi kena ada handphone. Because why? Is everything is by control by handphone. But how this thing been done is using the IIoT. Okay, so internet is I think the 8 wonders of the world for me lah. You can do a lot of things. Like now I'm at my office, I can tengok my house, what's happening to my son at home. Someone whoever have cats now, even the cat bin pun dah ada camera. So these are the things that revolutionize human being lah. Okay, those days I remember when my elder brother was in London dulu belajar tu, we used to write letter and also tape recorder, kita hantar kat dia and then they send it back to us. That was in 1980, 85, no 82, something like that lah. My brother kat US pun sama lah, same thing lah. But now anak-anak saudara I yang pergi belajar kat US, UK, India pun, we don't feel that they are far away from us. Sometimes we just call lah macam dekat sebelah tau. And the cost of calling them now is like significantly like nothing lah. Kalau zero, almost zero, yeah. Because you pay, let's say you pay 60 ringgit per month for your data, and Wi-Fi is all over free now, right? So internet ni is some revolution lah. But again, the revolution you can use either for a good things or a bad things. But for now, we are emphasizing on manufacturing for me now lah. What can we use? What can we do for that? So I think benda-benda macam ni, I nak highlight sikit je on the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi. There are a lot of potential in Raspberry Pi. Okay. I personally not an engineer and I personally not a electric. I tak pandai electrical. Okay, but Raspberry dia sangat-sangat menarik perhatian saya. I sampai masuk kelas nak belajar programming dia semua tu. So I think moving forward you guys yang adik-adik yang tengah buat courses sekarang ni, you are like us during the 90s, 95, 94 dulu, semua my age dulu semua nak masuk computer science, right? Semua nak ambil course computer science. Tapi bila you keluar, the abundant of computer science engineer terlalu banyak. At the end of the day, some of them don't have work to do, right? So now, for you to learn this data management, the manufacturing kind of things, money, additive manufacturing is good, but don't overlook on Raspberry Pi punya segment. Some people call it DIY, but I call it non-professional consumer product. Okay, because benda-benda macam ni, you see for me, certain things I tengah explore for my company now. We try to use Raspberry Pi as a medium to help us to collect our data. Because why? They are simpler and banyak sangat reference dia orang ni yang kita boleh dapat from the internet. Okay, so for example, I just go through one company dekat Malaysia lah. Dia pakai Raspberry Pi to control stocks. Okay, as simple as that. Sebab you all kena fikir tau, Industrial Revolution 4.0 doesn't have to be expensive. It has to be creative. That's it. You don't have to use expensive Siemens punya sensor ke apa. No, a cheap sensor will do for a small company that doesn't have like 100,000 of line to read in an hour. Kalau you contohnya you e-commerce, okay, your e-commerce punya, I mean self-owned business lah kan, you tak perlu pakai this all this expensive software whatever. You can use this Raspberry Pi to learn and to manage your own stock, because they are very simple and even the programming pun dah senang dah. Betul tak? What I'm trying to say here is that from the internet ni, sekarang ni I think doktor pun bagi tahu tadi nak tengok perspektif in terms of e-commerce lah, orang yang buat business at home, jadi personal shopper semua tu, because of course you need to make sure that your stocks are semua tu sufficient and your system is in order. So kalau kita tengok the API management dia orang pun, kalau you beli kalau kita pakai sistem yang contohlah terkenal lah macam SCADA ke, ataupun kalau di robotik Fanuc ke apa semua ni, dia orang tak nak cakap dengan KUKA punya robotik. Faham tak? Tapi kalau you beli Raspberry Pi, you pakai Raspberry Pi punya sistem, you belilah sensor daripada siapa-siapa pun, they can always communicate. Because why? They make it things are easy. So yang ni, these are the challenge for us as a industrial user ni. Kita nak cakap kat dia orang, you all tak payahlah nak pattern, KUKA tak payah nak pattern, ABB tak payah nak pattern. Can you, boleh tak dalam satu line I nak pakai 10 KUKA, 5 ABB, 5 Fanuc? Boleh tak you cakap sekali? This is where we have problem at the moment. Not to say cannot be solved, but it takes extra effort to settle this. Okay? Next one. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay. Alright. Dengar ke?
Dengar. Mr.
tadi dia
Mr. Hafiz
terlebih.
nampak slide
Nampak. I kena slow down sikit. Okay. Yang tadi, okay, stop sini kejap. Yang tadi tu I cakap connecting to the internet, simplify. Sama yang
Mr. Hafiz, itu dah hilang.
Dah
Your
hilang.
face is missing.
Sekejap. 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 Okay, dapat balik dah. Alright.
Okay.
Boleh Okay. Tadi the previous slide I was talking about the connecting to the internet, make it simplify. So now I think we are at that stage now lah. Okay. We are simplifying every single step of our life. Even if when we buat pembayaran pun sekarang ni tak payah pakai kad dah. Just pergi sentuh je RFID saja. That is simplify lah for me, I think. So yang ni I pun bukan tak boleh tak tahu nak cakap panjang lah pasal ni, tapi simplify connectivity ni I think the students know better than I do lah. Dia orang lebih advanced for compared to me. So we can go to the next slide. Okay. Can I say something about advanced material ni ke macam mana, Doktor?
Sure.
Yeah,
Still have
okay.
time.
Okay, alright, okay. I think I sentuh sikit je lah. So, big data collection ni also kita sangat penting dalam advanced material. Because sekarang ni if you know, kalau you tengok satu besi tu, dia nampak je besi, kalau letak magnet pun lekat, tapi the property is different. The usage of the property is also different. So now with a good data collection system, kita boleh buat satu apps yang boleh simplify the thing. Okay, contohnya I nak buat barang ni, I nak tensile strength macam ni, torsion strength macam ni, yang mana boleh keluar. So if any of you can record this data and boleh analysekan data tu according to what we want, that will be the best apps that a manufacturer, an engineer could have. Okay. Alright, the next one lah I think. Yang advanced material tak banyak sangat lah. This is the most interesting for me lah. Okay, additive manufacturing. We are currently doing it, and we are hoping that we're not hoping lah. We want to target ourselves to be a market leader in this additive manufacturing. Okay, I started off in 2000 and if I'm not mistaken, 14, doing additive manufacturing as a hobby. We are doing 3D printing. Okay, but you see, when I started to do that, people surrounding me say, "Oh, this is just a toy untuk buat mainan." Yes, you can do that. Yeah, but I foresee the potential of additive manufacturing. Okay, now I think everybody knows that additive manufacturing not only for plastic, you can go for carbon fiber, magnesium, titanium, inconel, everything. Okay, FDM, SLS, SLA semua kan. Now dah metal 3D printing. Okay, but whatever we do, uh, I'm pushing additive manufacturing as a good technology to explore. So you see now what we are doing now, Limpahan Engineering doing now, we are extracting material. Let's say if you want to make a pen like this, you are not making a pen. You are extracting from a block of material and you profile it untuk jadikan pen. Betul tak? But in the future, we don't do that anymore. Even now in aircraft industry, dia orang dah banyak pakai 3D printing. 3D printing, metal 3D printing untuk buat parts for kapal terbang. Okay, why? Number one, they are as strong as ni. I can quote, don't quote me on that, but they are as strong sebab dia orang dah pakai dah. But you can make more apa ni orang kata artificial intelligence parts, okay, and they are lightweight, and you can add function to a parts that previously there's no way can be done. Betul tak? For example, kalau you tengok sekarang ni dekat aviation industry, dia boleh buat hot chamber dia tu, hot chamber yang honeycomb kat dalam. Dulu hot chamber, I can't remember lah dia punya weight, but now with 3D printing technology, they can save like 30% of the weight. So if you see kapal laut ni berat tak ada masalah. Okay, lagi berat berat tak ada masalah. Kapal terbang lagi berat lagi masalah. Betul tak? They have problem with the propulsion system, they have problem with the fuel, and fuel leads to economics. Everything is related, right? But if you see where this data analysis is done, everything involve the data collection. Betul tak? Sebab saya tengok one documentary about this company yang buat parts for aircraft. Dia buat heat exchanger if I'm not mistaken lah. The data yang I tengok dia process to convince the apa ni to convince the user yang benda ni kuat dan lebih menguntungkan kalau you pakai sistem dia ni. Oh my god, I tak boleh nak fikir. Because I'm not an engineer, so I tak boleh nak fikir. Tapi, I'm telling you, the way they extract the data, they show the data, they do the simulation, I was like, okay, this is how we should do. Not only for this purpose of life, but for not for only this purpose, but for everything, you know. But you see, I think some people we take for granted lah. Contohnya kalau you pakai Android phone, I pakai Android sekarang ni kan. We take for granted. Kita tak tengok how the engineer collect the data so that we can use the phone, right? Betul tak? The phone, the technology phone yang kita pakai daripada Art 900 dulu pakai radio wave apa semua kan, sampai ke sekarang the phone can do wonders ni. We have to imagine how much data have they extract, how much data have they process, how much data have they do analysis, and at the end of the day, the analysis result tu leads to a small phone like this. Betul tak? Okay, so additive manufacturing satu lagi data involved not only for producing that thing. Okay, maksudnya kalau maybe you guys boleh go through that thing lah. Macam metal 3D printing. Yang terbaru ni sekarang ni metal 3D printing, of course metal 3D printing ni untuk you buat parts from debu besi, titanium ke apa ke, inconel ke, you buat parts. Yes, that one is not to say the easiest, that is the main thing lah boleh buat. But additive manufacturing also we use in repair job, okay, and also we additive material on certain things to be eco-friendly. Okay, I can share you in next webinar whatever on the additive manufacturing, because there are a lot of designs and also equipment yang kita pakai dalam dunia ni, yang mana not to say we are not economics, but we are not eco-friendly. Because why? Because one parts tu we need to extract 80% of the parts just for one function, isn't it? How should I put it? Kalau bagai tu berat dia 10 kilo, tapi kita kena buang 9 kilo untuk dapatkan satu function yang sekilo tu. Faham tak? Tapi sekarang ni dengan additive manufacturing, barang tu 1 kilo tu, kita mungkin hanya extract daripada 10, tak payah pakai 10 kilo. Mungkin kita extract 700 gram saja untuk dapatkan tu. Betul tak? Tapi di sini, data yang you all, yang the data analysis yang kena buat ni ialah how to convince the end user that this style of doing things to same if not better than the good old days punya cara. Number two, on how we want to produce this. Okay, how we want to produce this. Because to produce, I think everybody tahulah. Tapi kalau, I think dekat universiti ada FDM printer kan?
Oh, kalau untuk di fakulti Sains Data dan Komputeran ni, sebab kita more fokus on the computing, so saya tak pastilah di fakulti lain macam mana.
Okay, tapi okay for macam you cakap lah, for more on computers lah. Sebab doing this additive manufacturing ni is all about computers. Okay, when the design kita dapat, kita kena slice. Every slice tu dia akan ada X, Y, Z, kena ada. So you imagine kalau benda tu, kalau you buat 0.2 punya thickness, berapa puluh ribu line ada. My staff here pernah buat satu kali tu, satu parts up to 300,000 lines. So macam mana the data, they process the data to get the good result. I don't want to think. That is your job to think. I nak tahu bila kita buat kerja tu, kita nak buat data tu, nak proses dia cepat. Nah, bila kita bagi je file tu, kita masuk dalam kita punya software, dia buat slicing cepat, kita boleh print cepat. Because a good data processor will make it as simple as possible. The result is that if you go simple, you will decrease the time. Decrease the time, you will be more economics. More economics nowadays is more greener. Not to say more greener. At the end of the day, we here now human, we need to look into all possibilities to keep it green lah. I think we are terlalu tak carbon kita terlalu banyak now. So whatever we do is also related to green, right? Okay, terlalu banyak sangat ni dekat additive manufacturing, tapi tak apalah sebab saya minat sangat tu. Next slide ya. Okay, saya sentuh sikit augmented reality ni. We are also using it now. Okay, so augmented reality ni of course lah yang simplest ni kita tengok Google Eye tu dia guna untuk marketing kan. Marketing, bukan untuk marketing, untuk tourism, marketing. But also Google Eye ni kita pakai, saya ada satu supplier saya, dia pakai Google Eye masa dia buat maintenance untuk mesin kita. So I was so impressed on how they do the data collection, the data connection, because from the machine, the problem that we have from the machine, dia bagi code tu, from the code dia sambung dengan dia punya komputer dia tu akan hantar manual to the Google Eye, then they teach him the video, the instruction through the Google Eye for him to assist him to do his job. Kalau dulu good old days kita kena ada manual pula tebas-tebas kaki lah, you nak cari dulu kat mana manual. Now no, every fault code, betul tak? Every fault code dia ada keluar the what should be done, what has to be checked, and then all the time kita boleh tengok, kita nak analysis pun cepat as a human, isn't it? For I think that augmented reality ni is something that cannot be left behind, but it's a very big help for community. Okay, next one. Okay, I think we are now at the stage of AGI. Everybody knows lah, we are AGI, but not to say there, but we are almost there. Maybe when I'm not around in this world lah, akan jadi ASI lah, kita tak tahulah. Tapi I think you all lebih pandai pada saya dengan pasal artificial intelligence punya stage lah. But nevertheless, we have very good company in Malaysia who do good AI. Macam Aerodyne apa kat Malaysia ni, they have very good AI system, software apa AI lah, very good AI development on that company. Alright, next one. Okay, I think yang kat sini kita nak tekankan sikit lah. The artificial intelligence ni, if you see the sense, the think and the act. Okay, this is where the data is the most vulnerable, because when our sensor sense the thing, they send it to the think. The thing ni yang the data processing tu for them to act ni. This is the logic that we are looking at now as a end user. Sekarang ni bagi saya benda yang paling senang antara dua ni ialah sense and act. Because if you kita punya sensor is to sense saja, and kita punya robot to act. But how to act, the apa kita panggil, the logic tu is not easy. This is where a good data analysis, a good data management system will help. I tengok my integrator company buat kat I tu. Kalau my robot angkat barang jatuh, satu barang tu jatuh tu, dia ada 7 pages of data to simulate the possibilities what the robot should do. Whether nak tengok sensor tu benda tu jatuh, how dia nak sense benda tu jatuh, semua tu. They have 7 pages I tengok benda tu. So but according to them, this is dah banyak dah berubah. Kalau dulu maybe 20 muka surat of the logic what the robot should do kalau benda tu jadi. But now dah 7 pages. So I hope in the future the think part ni will be more simplified lah. Okay, next one. Tak ada masa dah ni. Okay, cyber security, of course everybody knows cyber security, even your Facebook pun dah kena hack. Tapi big data will always come with a big challenge of cyber security. I don't think I can touch much on that matters, but we really look into that as a very concerning part for us lah. I mean concerning segment for us. Like for myself, kita cyber security kita for our data, kita takut orang curi kita punya machining punya parameters semua tu. That is what we are concerned about. But I cannot talk much on the cyber security, but trust me, we really look into it as precaution on our side. Okay, next one. I think the impact of IoT ni daripada tadi kita dah bagi tahu dah, cuma maybe slide tak kena masa tu lah. Doktor, I proceed lah satu lagi .
Yeah,
Next
sure,
slide.
sure.
Next slide please. Okay, yang ni yang big impact lah . Sekejap my internet ni slow pula, kena tutup video jap. Jap. Sekejap.
Okay. While waiting for Mr. Hafiz, maybe if the audience for today, if you have any questions, you can drop your questions in the comment so I can help to address it to Mr. Hafiz to answer your questions. Okay. It's rare for us to get this opportunity.
Okay. Okay, I think that my internet back down. Okay, boleh dah. So okay. So the impact of AI ni untuk big data analysis ni banyak lah. Untuk macam tadi kita cakap tadi, machine learning, big data analytic, processes in cloud, semua tu they are the big impact, very big impact. So the most impact that I'm looking into is allowing business to process large amount of data graphic in real time. That is what we really want. Okay, like if we were to do production in my room, there's a screen that I know at every stage of the process apa tengah buat, then dia akan keluar ada merah ke kuning ataupun hijau. Hijau means that we are on time. Kuning tu we are slightly delay. Red tu I have to go down and see what's really going on. Okay, so these are the things that the impact that they're giving me a very good impact on the matter. And then of course we can make a faster decision lah. And then also to macam for me the chatbot ni I tak pakai lagi lah at the moment. We don't really doing B2B, B2C, business to customer, no. We are more on business to business business apa ni business to business punya transactions kan, not much with the B2C lah. Macam tadi yang previous slide I cakap machine learning algorithm tu, sekarang ni like I also yang ni I tak pakai lagi. Nak predict custom behavior tu, nak apa, nak identify dia punya pattern tu semua tu we all tak buat lagi. But these are always welcome technology for me. Okay, what we do now is we just focusing more on manufacturing, but as time goes, maybe we're going to open our company to business to consumer as well. And this is a very good data that we really need. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, impact on augmented reality ni tadi pun saya dah cakap dah. Macam orang datang repair mesin tu lebih cepat, lebih senang. Lepas tu, kalau you tengok kat sini ya, the simplest for everybody to understand is metaverse. If you see why metaverse, Facebook is trying to push metaverse is because why? Later on, you just duduk kat rumah je, you boleh pergi mall, you boleh pergi meeting, you rasa dia macam you duduk kat situ. Tak, betul tak? Tapi Facebook dia very rich company, dia siap boleh buat dengan Oculus untuk buat virtual reality apa semua tu. Because this is giving more personal experience while you at home, right? But at the moment we don't use that lagi lah. Tapi we use that in industry for maintenance, things like that. So, but this data yang dia dapat daripada augmented reality ni is not simply dia keluar macam tu. The data yang dia process tu has to be correlated to the manufacturer, to the designer semua sekali kan. So, but again now, as simple as you masukkan satu code yang mana the fault code tu, the augmented reality tu terus dia boleh display and can assist you to do whatever maintenance you need to do. Okay, next one. Okay, ni yang masalah kat Kelantan ni. Impact on connectivity. Okay, and generally in Malaysia lah, we are a bit behind, I would say lah. Our 5G or whatever, tapi but yalah, kita kena selalu bersyukur lah. Sekarang ni daripada 3G dulu, sekarang dah 4G pun dah okay lah. Kalau tengok YouTube tu sekarang ni pun tak adalah lacking. But again, the infrastructure has to be driven forward at faster rate lah, I think. Because if Malaysia were to be to implement IR4.0 in the industry, this has to be fast. This has to be developed accordingly lah. Because we don't need offline data, we need online data so that we can analyze everywhere we go, and also we can always gather and integrate our. Boleh dengar ke? Boleh dengar kan?
Boleh dengar Cik Hafiz.
Okay, so that the internet impact ni, we want the data that we collect from maybe some company, they have few production plan to gather up for them to do the analysis for their customer. That is very important. But I think at the moment, Kelantan or Malaysia generally, we really we have to push ourselves lah to get this thing done. Okay. Alright.
Mr.
Next
Hafiz,
one.
sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Okay, since I have a question yang memang related dengan yang just now kan, maybe saya boleh terus utarakan soalan, boleh?
Boleh.
Okay, ada satu soalan. Dia kata, adakah rakyat di Malaysia sudah bersedia dengan teknologi sekarang, terutama di kawasan luar bandar berdasarkan POV Mr. Hafiz?
I rasa yes, we are ready because we are ready in terms of orang kita dah faham the system tu, but the infrastructure of course need has a big not to say big, has a space to be improved. But again, if you see as simple as now orang Malaysia ni topik lain sikit lah. Orang dulu lah, saya sendiri dulu nak beli barang, saya tak suka beli online. But now with a good system, with good software and apps, I dah start beli barang online. So meaning to say that we Malaysian, yes, we can accept that already slowly, but surely we can and we have to accept. But because like it or not, in coming years, there's no more apa ni, living on analog, everything is on digital. Betul tak? TV pun sekarang dah tak pakai area antenna dah, all digital TV. Am I
Yeah.
correct? Betul tak? So I think we are ready, but
Yes.
it might take some time. But I think sekarang ni orang tua umur 60, 70, even my mother 75, 76 pun dah boleh pakai smartphone. So I think we are ready. But different category of ready lah, I would say. Okay? Okay?
Okay. Okay, Mr.
I
Hafiz.
think,
I think that's answered the questions.
yeah. Okay, this is I think something that everybody is always scared of. Are you going to be face off from the company if we do automation, whatnot? No, you are not, because if you see the we are in the world now that human being are getting less. If you see Japan now, budak-budak makin kurang, because why they are so expensive to have a baby in Japan. So sama juga kalau kita dulu, kita tengok orang dulu tu anak 4, 3, 2, saya seorang je. Benar tak? Jadi our human dah makin lama makin kurang. Tapi I don't think that your job will be replaced, okay? But you need to educate yourself for you to run this thing. Like people, newcomers like you guys yang tengah belajar apa semua tu, we are not looking for you to sit on a chair and pasang screw anymore. We are looking for you to do the programming supaya screw tu boleh ambil and kita boleh automate benda tu. And you monitor the automation. You buat data analysis, you buat the algorithm. Yang tu yang kita nak. But of course, people like me in 20 years, in 10 years time, we should have retired already. But new people like you yang datang tu dah boleh buat the different way lah. Betul tak? Different way. If you see zaman dulu pun, kalau kat Kelantan ni kita ada company yang apa ni, kedai-kedai Chinese, normally the Chinese lah monopoly ni, yang buat timber ke apa tu, dia pakai tangan, betul tak? Apa the tin can semua tu kan, tin can tu. But now dah I think 15 years dah orang tak buat dah tin can dengan tangan, semua pakai mesin dah. Betul tak? Tapi still manusia yang kena pergi ke mesin buat. But Industry 4.0 is using the same machine but using a robotic to do, with a good AI system and with a good data processing untuk buat benda yang sama. Jadi kalau dulu maybe our grandfather buat tin can untuk timber mandi tu, dia potong dengan tangan buat. Sekarang ni potong dengan mesin, is the 3.0. 2.0. Lepas tu dia start bending pakai mesin apa semua tu, dah pakai CNC apa semua, dah 3.0. The 4.0 will be that okay, you just tekan button dan dia akan buat sendiri saja. That's all. But the same thing, benda produk yang sama buat, cuma kita kena ubah saja. Betul tak? Kita kena ubah saja cara kita buat kerja. Of course there will be, I would not say of course, but there will not be much impact of displacement unless you don't want to join the group. If you willing to join, there's always a place for you in this industry 4.0. Okay, next one. I think okay, the challenges I think in big data industry, I think the biggest challenges is that they open the market widely. Okay, so those who are more advanced than us, they have the data that they can see of what we do, and the best part is that they can take our data, the good things of our data, and dia boleh perbaikkan lagi benda tu. Jadi open source, betul tak? Macam the 3D printer, kalau during 80s dulu, satu company HP saja yang buat, semua beli dengan dia lah. Tapi bila patent dia dah habis, 3D printer tu dah jadi apa ni, semua orang boleh access. You see the technology boom cepat gila. Betul tak? So fast the technology. Sebab China keluar 3D printer harga 1,000. Lepas tu software tu ada daripada Prusa, ada daripada Cura, ada daripada apa Idea Maker. So everybody racing to perfectkan the system. Betul tak? So kalau you tengok data yang dia proses daripada dulu sampai sekarang ni, always making things faster and nicer. Betul tak? Okay, next one. I think dah habis dah, tadi pun silap dah habis dah. Cumanya I just like to add on the open source punya system ni. I think we are here in this world now. Data processing in terms of how should I put it kalau you share the data, sebab kalau kita fikir, saya dengan doktor fikir buat cara ni mungkin dua kepala saja fikirlah. When you open source kan benda tu lagi lebih cepat. It's also related to what I say in terms of Raspberry Pi tadi. Why Raspberry Pi tu they are more advanced, but maybe they tak stable as the industrial, but who knows, one fine day they can be stable. But because Raspberry Pi ni, dia orang ni is open source. So adik-adik kita yang tengah belajar ni pun, dia orang ada their own idea. So everybody chip in akan menyebabkan benda tu lebih cepat and more advanced. I would say, to be honest with you, there are certain things that industry cannot do, but Raspberry Pi can do. I don't want to put it that as a quote, but you guys study, you know lah what I really talk about. Okay, I think I'm open for questions. Sorry.
Okay, from my side, I didn't see any more questions, but to be honest lah, it's quite new insight for me because bila I conduct the class on big data analytics, most of the student bila kita cakap data analytics in industry 4.0, dia nampak more on customer relationship management, Amazon lah, Netflix lah, but I think from the manufacturing perspective, this is new lah for me, even for me. Maybe before we end, do you want to add something, Mr. Hafiz?
I think every single stage of the yang kita cakap tadi, especially on the augmented reality tu kan, jangan of course the end result is for the consumer, but again kalau you bagi senang kepada consumer saja, you tak bagi senang kepada manufacturer, tak boleh juga, betul tak?
Yes.
Yeah, sebab moving forward now, the consumer ni kalau kiranya the mechanic sekarang ni is also a consumer, because dia yang akan beli benda tu dan dia akan buat maintenance, so dia also a consumer, betul tak? So
betul.
the big data processes tu has to start from the design process. Maksudnya kalau orang tu buat kereta baru, let's say a Toyota, dia buat kereta baru, the design masa dia buat tu, dia terus kena fikir on macam mana orang nak maintain, betul tak? But the 4.0 way of doing things is to have a augmented reality for that, to assist the technician to do the repair, betul tak? Jangan kita nampak metaverse saja. Metaverse is the simplest thing. Sekarang ni kita tak metaverse lagi lah. Kalau pakai
Oculus tu.
Oculus tu dah jadi dah jadi macam kita rasa duduk sebelah-sebelah ya, betul tak?
Betul.
But I think for the next the changes will happen very fast nowadays, insyaallah lah.
Yes.
I'm at 43 years old pun I dah rasa daripada dulu sekarang ni dah lain beza banyak lah. But don't quote me, I'm not a professional, I'm just a user lah, end user.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Mr.
Alright.
Hafiz. Thank you a lot for being a speaker for today, and thank you to all the audience who joined us today for our webinar on the impact of Industry 4.0 on the internet and data industry. So I really hope, and I sure Mr. Hafiz also hope that you guys can get information and insight shared by our guest speaker to be valuable and informative. And once again, thank you, Mr. Hafiz, for joining us today, and thank you for participating in this webinar. And then I hope to see you again and have a great day ahead. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
InsyaAllah. Salam. Thank you everybody. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum.
Data science is capable of producing new and innovative services and solutions, benefiting business, customers, and the general public in various domains. The establishment of the Department of Data Science is an important initiative towards developing a faculty of data science to ensure that UMK is always relevant in the current development of technology that emphasize data as a competitive asset and very valuable in the analytical process. Our vision is to become a national model of educational excellence, student success, cutting-edge research and industrial partnership, agile and relevant to meet the dynamics of global transformation. Our mission is to facilitate high-quality education, research and industrial collaboration in data science and related fields.
Saya memilih sarjana muda teknologi maklumat di UMK. Saya sambung degree pun saya ambil IT sebab saya rasa IT ni memang pekerjaan dia sangat luas lah kalau kita sambung and belajar betul-betul.
Saya memilih program ini sebab UMK ada AI, lepas tu sekali dengan data science. Di universiti-universiti lain, dia orang tiada sekali dengan AI dengan data science. Di UMK ada dua-dua pun. So saya lebih suka yang tu, so saya pilih program IT ni.
Okey, saya memilih program teknologi maklumat di UMK sebab dekat program IT dekat UMK ni ada bagi belajar macam AI, big data semua. So saya rasa dua-dua benda ini adalah trend yang besar dekat industri sekarang. So saya memilih program IT di UMK.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So Department of Data Science has been established since last year officially, and Alhamdulillah we already have 3 academic programs which are Bachelor of Information Technology, track in Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. We also have postgraduate studies which are Master and Doctor of Philosophy in Computing, by research mode. So we are delighted to invite everyone to join us in Department of Data Science. So see you then.
Based on our past records in taking the students, so far we have 2 batches of students and we are in the top 3 courses or programs in UMK in terms of the popularity. So I believe PIT very popular, and our coming intake in September also we have around 60 students who are applying for our course. So this significantly shows the popularity of our program.
In the Department of Data Science, we have 2 postgraduate programs. They are Master of Computing and Doctor of Philosophy. Currently, we have around 15 PhD students and 80% of the students are international students. What's unique about our program are we provide a comprehensive curriculum structure which supports students' master and PhD study. Every students are required to take several courses that contains artificial intelligence, data science and IoT syllabus.
Department of Data Science will also offer a variety of mobility programs that include exchange of student and staff activity, collaboration in research and development, R&D, as well as consultancy, collaboration in research-based postgraduate programs, information exchange and sharing facilities, and also co-organizing of events such as exhibition, lectures, seminars, and workshops.
Besides Department of Data Science, we also have Institute for Artificial Intelligence and Big Data, or IBIG, that provide research, training and consultation. IBIG work closely with Department of Data Science in terms of networking with industrial players to strengthen the academic and research. For example, currently we have collaboration with Microsoft, Huawei and Alibaba to provide professional certification to our lecturers and students.
Most of our lecturers are certified with professional certifications. As academicians of JST, we are striving to keep relevant in the expertise and committed to the professional and well-trained. It gives us confidence in your abilities because it proves that our skills have been evaluated and approved by well-regarded professional organizations.
Okay, in Department of Data Science, we have several activities to support our students' empowerment that align with the industry need. So we have this upskilling training or workshop such as Introduction to Git and GitHub. Other than that, to support the students' learning activity, we have provided a mentor tutor program to ensure that
they are not left behind in their study.
IR4.0 Competence Center has been established under Institute of Artificial Intelligence and Big Data, IBIC. We provide various competence certification from Huawei, Microsoft, and Alibaba, and we also provide in-house training varies from topics like artificial intelligence, big data, data science, and also Internet of Things.
Jomlah ramai-ramai kita
Sertai kami di Jabatan Sains Data UMK.